Stop right there. Before you scroll past this video, let me ask you one question. A question so uncomfortable that most people spend their entire lives avoiding it. Are you really living? Or are you just breathing? I know, that hit different. And here's why I'm asking. There's a brutal truth waiting for you in this video. A truth that changed everything for me. And if you leave before the end, you'll miss the one shift that separates people who truly live from people who just exist. I'm your English teacher, but not the boring kind. I teach English through life lessons that actually matter. Because language isn't just words on a page. It's the tool you use to express who you really are. Today, you're getting 3 things. Life-changing psychology. Natural English you can actually use. And a wake-up call that might save you from the biggest regret of your life. But here's the deal. This isn't for quitters. If you stay until the vocabulary section around minute 17, you'll unlock phrases that native speakers use every single day. And if you make it to the end, I'll reveal the one mindset shift that changes everything. So turn off your other tabs. Put your phone on silent. This is 40 minutes that could reshape your entire future. Let's begin. Picture this scene. A hospital room, quiet, sterile, the smell of disinfectant in the air. 100 elderly people, all of them standing at the edge of life. These are people who lived 70, 80, 90 years. They've seen wars, raised families, built careers, lost loved ones, experienced everything life has to offer. And researchers ask them one final question. Just one. What is your biggest regret? Now pause. What would you expect them to say? Maybe they'd mention money problems. Perhaps they'd talk about career failures. Maybe broken relationships or missed opportunities to get rich. But no, not a single person mentioned money. Not one person mentioned fame. Nobody talked about that business that failed or that investment they didn't make. Every single person said the same thing. I wish I had taken more risks. I wish I had chased my dream. I wish I had lived for me. Let that sink in for a moment. They didn't regret what they did. They regretted what they didn't do. The dreams they buried. The chances they never took. The life they never lived because they were too scared, too comfortable, or too worried about what others would think. And here's where this gets personal for you. Look around your life right now. How many people do you see who are technically alive, but spiritually dead? Dead dreams, dead passion, dead courage. They wake up Monday through Friday just to survive until the weekend. They scroll through other people's lives instead of building their own. They wait for someday. They wait for when I have more money, when I have more time, when things are perfect. But someday never comes. And in just a few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why your brain is programmed to keep you in this prison. Stay with me. This gets deep. Let me tell you something about living. Real living. Living is not what you do from 9 to 5. It's not the job title on your LinkedIn profile. It's not the car you drive or the apartment you rent or the number of likes you get on Instagram. Living is that thing that wakes you up at 4 in the morning with fire in your chest. It's the dream you can't stop thinking about. It's that voice inside you that says there's more. There's more to life than this. You live when you choose courage over comfort. When you speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. When you're willing to walk alone if that's what it takes. You live when you stop waiting for permission from the world. Because here's the dark truth. Someday, they're going to bury your body. That's guaranteed. But so many of you have already buried your heart. You buried it years ago. Do you remember who you were at 16? That version of you who dreamed big, who believed anything was possible. Is that person still alive inside you? Or did the world slowly convince you to give up, to be realistic, to settle? You only get one life, one shot, one chance to do this thing called living. And most people will die without ever truly living it. But not you, because you're here, you're still watching. And that tells me something about you. You're ready for change. Now let's talk about the real problem. The actual reason why most people never live the life they dream about. Most people are not trapped in a job. They're not trapped in poverty. They're not even trapped in their circumstances. They are trapped in their own mind. If your perception is broken, your whole life feels broken. Even when nothing external is actually wrong. But if your perception is clear, you can walk through fire and still feel free. So what is perception? Perception is not reality, but it shapes your reality. It's the lens through which you see everything. Let me give you an example. Two people can experience the exact same day. One person calls it a disaster. The other person calls it a lesson. One person sees failure and breaks down. The other person sees failure and builds up. One person experiences heartbreak and gives up on love forever. The other person experiences heartbreak and realizes what they truly value. And in a moment, I'm going to tell you about two brothers who grew up in the same house with an abusive father. One became broken. The other became gentle. The difference? Stay watching. Same event, different perception, different life. So the question is never what happened to you. The real question is what meaning did you give it? That meaning, that story you tell yourself, becomes your entire life. Now here's that story I promised you. Imagine two kids growing up in the same house. Their father is abusive, angry, cold, never says I love you, never shows affection, just pain and anger and criticism. Years later, the first child says this: I'm angry and broken because of my dad. He ruined my life. I'm this way because of what he did to me. The second child says this: I'm kind and patient because of my dad. He taught me exactly who I never want to become. So I chose to be different. Same house, same pain, same childhood, different perception. That's the power of psychology. That's the power of the human mind. You can either let your pain define you, or you can use it to design you. Everything you see is filtered through the lens of your past beliefs. And here's where it gets dangerous. If someone compliments you, but your lens says I'm not worthy, you'll reject the compliment. You'll think they're lying or they want something. If someone loves you, but your lens says I'm not lovable, you'll sabotage the relationship. You'll push them away before they can leave you. So the real enemy isn't the world, it's the lens. Fix the lens, and the whole world looks different. This is why people with nothing can be grateful, and people with everything can still be depressed. It's not about what you have. It's about how you think. You don't see the world as it is. You see it as you are. If your internal world is full of fear, then even kindness feels suspicious. Even opportunities feel like traps. But if your internal world is full of clarity and purpose, then even failure feels like growth. Even endings feel like new beginnings. So how do you fix your perception? How do you reprogram your mind? I'm about to give you 3 powerful shifts. Pay close attention. These will change everything. Shift number 1, ask better questions. Your brain is a question-answering machine. Whatever question you ask, your brain will find an answer. So stop asking terrible questions like, why is this happening to me? Why am I so unlucky? Why does nothing ever work out? Because your brain will answer those questions. And the answers will be depressing, disempowering, and destructive. Instead, ask this: what is this trying to teach me? How can I use this? What's the opportunity hidden in this challenge? Same situation, better question, better answer, better life. Shift number 2, interrupt the negative story. Your mind tells stories all day long. Most of them are lies. Whenever you hear yourself say, I'm not good enough, people like me don't succeed, I always fail, I'm too old, I'm too young, I don't have enough experience. Stop, breathe, say this out loud. That's just a story. I can write a better one, because that's all it is, a story, and you're the author. You can edit the script anytime you want. Now here's shift number 3, and this one is controversial. It's about the people around you, and it might make you uncomfortable. Don't skip ahead. This is critical. Shift number 3, surround yourself with better mirrors. You believe what you hear the most. If you're surrounded by small thinkers, negative people, or fearful voices, you will start to shrink. Your dreams will feel stupid. Your goals will feel too big. But if you surround yourself with people who believe in something bigger, you will start to grow. You want to live a real life. You want to wake up and feel alive again. Then stop waiting for the world to change. Start by changing your mind. Because the prison you're in, most likely you built it yourself. And the freedom you crave, it begins with how you choose to see. Everyone dies, but not everyone rewrites the story in their mind. Start there. Life begins in the brain. Now we need to talk about something uncomfortable, something most people don't want to hear. Your relationships are either lifting you up or dragging you down. There's no middle ground. Let me ask you something personal. When you walk into a room full of your so-called friends, do you feel seen? Do you feel inspired? Or do you feel like you need to shrink yourself just to be accepted? Because here's the truth. You don't just grow by yourself. You grow through who you're around. There's a famous principle in psychology. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So look around, really look. If they're negative, scared, bitter, always complaining, you will become that too. Even if you're not like that right now, if they laugh at your dreams, you'll start to feel like your dreams are too big. If they mock your goals, you'll start to question yourself. If they secretly resent you, but still hang out with you, you'll start to question your own worth without even knowing why. Relationships shape identity. When you spend time with someone, you don't just share words. You share energy. You absorb their beliefs. You imitate their habits. You mirror their standards. If you're surrounded by people who normalize laziness, you'll feel guilty for being ambitious. If you're around people who mock healing, growth, or deep thinking, you'll start to feel stupid for wanting to evolve. That's not friendship. That's slow poison. In just a moment, I'm going to tell you a story about a woman who almost gave up on her dream until she changed one thing, her circle. Keep watching. Growth has a price, and that price is often loneliness for a little while. But let me be brutally honest with you. If you don't leave the wrong people, you'll never find the right ones. You'll stay trapped in average, trapped in guilt, trapped in circles that celebrate the past but never build the future. You don't have to hate them. You don't have to fight them. You just have to outgrow them quietly. And you will. Here's that story. A young woman wants to become a writer. She has talent. She has ideas. She has that fire inside her. But all her friends joke about it. Oh, so now you think you're going to be famous. Come on, you can't even write a birthday card properly. She laughs along. She tries to fit in. And slowly she stops writing. Years pass. Then she meets new people. Authors, creators, dreamers, people who get it. They say you should write that. That's a brilliant idea. Let's help you start. In 2 years, she becomes a published author. Same talent, same girl, different circle. So here's what you need to do. Number 1, audit your circle. Ask yourself this for every person in your life. Do they expand me or shrink me? Do I feel alive after talking to them or emotionally drained? Would my future self thank me for keeping this connection? Number 2, stop forcing loyalty to dead energy. Loyalty is beautiful, but only when it's mutual. If you're always the one giving, supporting, saving, but they're never there when you need them, that's not loyalty. That's self-abandonment. Number 3, choose alignment over history. Just because you've known them for 10 years doesn't mean they still belong in your next 10 years. Choose people who align with your future, not those who are comfortable with your past. You are not meant to carry everyone with you. Some people are chapters, some are whole books, and some are just footnotes. If you want to live truly live, you must protect your energy like your life depends on it. Because it does. Everyone dies, but not everyone chooses who they walk with. Choose wisely, and your life will feel like a rising flame instead of a fading light. Now we're going to flip everything on its head. There is a hidden pain in modern life. It's the pain of trying too hard to be someone you're not, trying too hard to be loved, trying too hard to succeed, trying too hard to be enough. And in this struggle, we lose ourselves. The world tells you work harder, push more, hustle 24/7, grind until you can't grind anymore. But nobody tells you the cost of always trying. You lose your peace, you lose your joy, you lose the real you. So here's the truth that might shock you. Trying too hard is not the way to live. Letting go is. Trying too hard means you don't believe you're enough without the effort. It means your value is tied to outcomes, not to your presence. It means you're addicted to performance, not aligned with purpose. Let me explain what this looks like in real life. You try to impress people who don't even think about you. You try to prove your worth to people who already doubted you before you even started. You try to be strong when you're breaking inside. You try to be perfect when perfection doesn't exist. And what happens? You exhaust yourself. You burn out. You lose touch with who you really are underneath all the trying. I'm about to tell you the secret that high performers know. The paradox that changes everything. Stay with me. This is where it gets interesting. Here's the paradox. The more you try to force something, the further it moves away. The more you chase love desperately, the more people run. The more you try to force success, the more it eludes you. The more you try to control everything, the more chaos you create. But when you let go, when you relax into who you really are, when you stop performing and start being, everything flows. This doesn't mean give up. It doesn't mean stop working. It means work from a place of peace, not panic. Create from a place of joy, not desperation. Be ambitious, but don't attach your worth to the outcome. Dream big, but don't make your happiness conditional on achieving it. Love people, but don't lose yourself trying to make them love you back. The people who truly live, who truly succeed, who truly love deeply, they're not the ones trying the hardest. They're the ones who found the balance between effort and ease, between ambition and acceptance, between chasing dreams and being present. They work hard, but they don't make work their identity. They love deeply, but they don't abandon themselves for others. They care about success, but they don't let failure define them. That's the secret. That's the unlock. That's what separates people who live with joy from people who live with stress. Stop trying so hard to be something. Start being who you already are. Your worth is not earned. It's inherent. You're valuable because you exist, not because of what you achieve. Now, we're about to dive into the vocabulary section. This is where you learn the exact phrases native speakers use every day. Don't skip this. These words will upgrade your English instantly. All right, let's level up your English. I've pulled 10 powerful words and phrases from this video. These aren't textbook words. These are expressions native speakers actually use in real conversations. Word 1, mortality. Pronunciation, mortality. Definition, the fact that all humans will eventually die. The awareness that life is limited. Example, facing his own mortality made him realize he had been wasting time on things that didn't matter. Memory hook, think of mortal like in video games. Mortals die, gods don't. Mortality means we're all mortal. Native context, when someone has a serious health scare or loses someone close, they often say this experience made me face my mortality. Word 2, regret. Pronunciation, regret. Definition, a feeling of sadness or disappointment about something you did or didn't do. Example, his biggest regret was not telling his father he loved him before he died. Memory hook, Ray means again. Gret sounds like get. You want to get it again because you wish you could go back. Native context, when giving advice, people say don't do something you'll regret, or you'll regret it if you don't try. Word 3, perception. Pronunciation, perception. Definition, the way you see, understand, or interpret something. Your personal view of reality. Example, your perception of failure determines whether you give up or keep going. Memory hook, perceive is to see. Perception is how you see things through your personal lens. Native context. In arguments, people say that's just your perception, or we have different perceptions of what happened. Word 4, sabotage. Pronunciation, sabotage. Definition, to deliberately destroy or damage something, especially your own success or relationships. Example, she sabotaged every relationship because deep down she didn't believe she deserved love. Memory hook, think of sabotage as stab your rage, stabbing yourself in the back, destroying your own progress. Native context, in therapy or self-help conversations, people talk about self-sabotage, the patterns where you unconsciously ruin good things. Word 5, shrink yourself. Pronunciation, shrink yourself. Definition, to make yourself smaller, quieter, or less ambitious to fit in or avoid judgment. Example, she spent years shrinking herself in that job, never speaking up or sharing her ideas. Memory hook, imagine physically shrinking like Alice in Wonderland, getting smaller to fit through a tiny door. Native context, women especially use this phrase when talking about workplaces or relationships where they felt they couldn't be their full selves. Word 6, mirror. Pronunciation, mer as a verb. Definition, to reflect or copy someone else's behavior beliefs, or energy. Example, children mirror their parents' behavior, good or bad. Memory hook, you know what a mirror does, it reflects. Same with people, we reflect what we see. Native context, in psychology conversations, people say he mirrors her energy, or she's mirroring toxic behavior she learned growing up. Word 7, audit. Pronunciation, audit. Definition, to carefully examine, evaluate, or review something systematically. Example, I audited my finances and realized I was spending money on things I didn't even care about. Memory hook, think of an audio check, carefully listening to every detail. Auditing is checking every detail. Native context, beyond finances, people now say I need to audit my social media or audit my circle to evaluate what's working and what's not. Word 8, alignment. Pronunciation, alignment. Definition, when things are in harmony, agreement, or moving in the same direction. Being in sync. Example, I left that job because my values weren't in alignment with the company's mission. Memory hook, think of a line. When things align, they form a straight line. Everything points the same direction. Native context, very popular in modern self-development. People say, I need to find alignment, or that relationship felt out of alignment. Word 9, conditional. Pronunciation, conditional. Definition, depending on certain requirements being met first. Not guaranteed, based on conditions. Example, his love felt conditional, like I had to earn it by being perfect. Memory hook, condition means requirement. Conditional means there are conditions attached. Native context, in relationships, people distinguish between conditional love, you must do X to earn it, and unconditional love, I love you no matter what. Word 10, inherent. Pronunciation, inherent. Definition, existing as a natural, permanent, or essential quality. Built in, part of the core nature. Example, you have inherent worth as a human being, regardless of your achievements. Memory hook, inherent. It's already in here, inside, part of the natural structure. Native context, in philosophical or human rights discussions. Inherent dignity, inherent value, inherent rights. Perfect. Now you've got 10 powerful expressions. Use them, practice them, make them yours. Now let's bring this home with a message you'll never forget. We're near the end. And I promised you something at the beginning. I promised I'd reveal the one mindset shift that separates people who truly live from people who just exist. Here it is. The shift is this. Stop living for someday. Start living for today. Most people are living in a future that never comes. They say when I get that promotion, then I'll be happy. When I lose this weight, then I'll be confident. When I find the right person, then I'll feel complete. But here's what actually happens. You get the promotion. You feel good for 2 weeks. Then you're chasing the next level. You lose the weight. You feel proud for a month. Then you find something else wrong with your body. You find the perfect partner. You feel complete for 6 months. Then you start taking them for granted. The problem isn't that you're not achieving enough. The problem is you're not present enough. You're so busy chasing the next thing that you're not actually living the moment you're in right now. And that's the tragedy, because this moment right now is your life, not someday, not when everything is perfect. Now, your life is happening while you're making plans. Your life is passing while you're scrolling. Your life is slipping away while you're waiting to be ready. But here's the good news. You can change this right now, today, this second. How? Practice presence. Practice gratitude. Practice seeing the magic in ordinary moments. That conversation with your friend, that's life. That walk you take in the morning, that's life. That moment when you laugh at something stupid, that's life. Stop postponing joy. Stop delaying peace. Stop waiting for permission to be happy. Be happy now. Not because everything is perfect, but because you choose to see the beauty in what already exists. Stay with me for 2 more minutes. I'm about to give you the action step, the one thing you need to do today. Don't miss this. Life isn't about achieving more. It's about appreciating more. It's not about becoming someone different. It's about being fully who you already are. The people on their deathbed who regretted not taking risks. They were waiting for the right time, waiting for confidence, waiting for permission. Don't wait. Take the risk today. Start the project today. Have the conversation today. Make the change today. Not because you're ready, but because waiting is killing your soul slowly. Let's bring this full circle. We started with a question. Are you living or just breathing? Now you have the answer. And more importantly, you have the tools. Quick recap of what we covered. Number 1, fix your perception. Change the lens, change your life. Number 2, change your circle. The people around you shape who you become. Number 3, stop trying so hard. Let go of the desperate need to prove yourself. Number 4, the ultimate shift. Stop living for someday. Start living for today. And here's the one thing I promised you. The thing that ties it all together. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. You just need to change one decision. The decision to be present, to be courageous, to be authentic. Make that decision every single day, every single moment, and watch your entire life transform. So here's your action step for today. Not tomorrow, today. Take out your phone right now. Open your notes app and write down 3 things. 1, what dream have I been postponing? 2, who in my circle is holding me back? 3, what's one small risk I can take today? Answer those 3 questions. And then do something about question 3. Today. Not next week. Not when you feel ready. Today. Because you don't get unlimited time. None of us do. The hospital study proved it. Those 100 people at the end of their lives, They all wished they had started sooner. Don't be that person. Be the person who started today. Now, if this video hit you in the soul, if you felt something shift inside you, do 3 things for me. Number 1, subscribe to this channel. We're building a community of people who want to live fully while learning English naturally. Number 2, leave a comment. Tell me which part of this video hit you the hardest. Was it the perception chapter, the relationship chapter, the letting go part? I read every comment. Number 3, share this with one person who needs to hear it. Just one. Someone who's been sleepwalking through life. Someone who needs a wake-up call. And here's what's coming next week. I'm diving deep into something even more powerful. We're talking about fear. How to use it instead of letting it use you. The psychology of courage. And the exact steps to take action when you're terrified. You don't want to miss that. Remember this. Everyone dies, but not everyone lives. You've watched this video. That means you're different. That means you're ready. The question isn't whether you're capable of living fully. The question is whether you'll choose to. Choose today. I'll see you in the next video. Now go live.